We are under caution at Daytona. Caution coming out on lap 90 with 10 to go. And the reason for the caution was this truck here of John Wood had some damage early off on a pit road incident. And looks like he may have had some wall contact. Let's see if we can see what happened.
He just goes into turn number 3. He's in the throttle. He must have felt the tire going down because you could hear him back off the throttle. The truck turned to the right, went up to the wall, and hit the wall. He got out of the throttle enough to keep it from making significant contact with the wall, but it was enough to necessitate some repairs on pit road.
Chances are, with all the sheet metal damage he probably had a tire rubbing just a little bit and finally cut it down.
And apparently, while we were under caution, or as the caution was waving, we had more contact down the back straightaway. That's a chicane there, and that's the MB&A Chevrolet of Coy Gibbs, heavily damaged in the front end. Apparently, there was contact. Lance Norrick was involved. Brian, the 54 truck, Brian Sockwell was involved. And there is Coy. He's walking away. Fortunately, he's okay. Got the Hutchins device wrapped around him there, but his MB&A Chevrolet not so lucky. They'll take it back and do some significant repairs on the front end of that.
We saw him have trouble early in the race. He had to replace the radiator from where that earlier altercation. He got in the back of Rick Crawford, and now he's got some real damage to the front of that truck right now.
And meanwhile, our leader is Rick Corelli. They call him the High Plains Drifter. And who owns this truck? How about a guy by the name of Kevin Harvick, who had a pretty phenomenal 2001 himself? Let's check in with him. Amy's with him.
That's right, Jerry. He's the owner, and a proud owner right now. Your driver, Rick Corelli, doing really well. Can he win this Daytona 250?
Well, I hope so. He's kind of a sitting duck out there right now, but you know, he's done a great job all day. We had a little pit road penalty there, but I can tell you one thing. I'm a lot more nervous standing up here than I am in the car, so this is a new experience for me.
What, if anything, are you telling Rick right now? You're a good coach. What are you telling him?
I told him make it wide and remember the yellow line's out of bounds, so do what he has to do. We don't need any of it.
All right, you guys, that's the advice from Kevin Harvick. We'll keep our eyes on Rick Corelli.
Wow, you know, Kevin, last year, Busch Grand National Series champion, Winston Cup Rookie of the Year. I mean, how tough did he have it climbing in after the tragic loss of Dale Earnhardt to drive for Richard Childress Racing, and then a few months ago, about a month and a half ago, voted Richard Petty Driver of the Year by the National Motorsports Press. A phenomenal season. And now, this year, a full-time NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series owner for Rick Corelli, who was basically his mentor when he was getting started in the West Coast.
You know, Kevin said he was nervous. You could tell in his voice that he was nervous. He's not nervous driving a race car, but he's nervous watching this truck run.
All right, there's some team strategy going on, right, Ray?
Well, Jerry, if you look back there in 5th, 6th, and 7th place, you're going to see a pair of teammates. That's Ted Musgrave and the number 2 truck of Jason Leffler. But there's another old veteran sitting in the middle there, and that's Joe Ruttman. And they have gotten on the radio, and Ted said, if Joe will stay with me, I promise him right now I'll take him with us. And they said, well, let's take the 2 along, too. So I look for those 3 trucks to hook up and come together to try to work their way to the front.
All right, here we go. It'll be 7 to go as they take the green flag. Can Corelli hold on? Remember, you heard Harvick say he's a sitting duck. There's Terry Cook behind him in Presley and company.
And I promise I'll stay with you all the way up until the green flag comes out.
Checks in the mail. Yeah, I got all. We'll see what happens.
This kind of racing makes for a lot of liars, doesn't it, Mike?
Yeah. You've been there. People have promised you before, Mike Skinner, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've seen this movie, that's for sure. And as soon as the green came out, he passed it.
All right, Chevy, Ford, and Dodge, the front 3. Corelli in the Chevrolet. Terry Cook in the Power Stroke Diesel Ford. The Dodge Motorsports Dodge for Robert Presley. And Presley's teammate is now right in behind him. That is Brian Rose, the youngster. And here comes Musgrave, and Ruttman is right beside him. As Musgrave Ruttman will go by Musgrave.
Jason Leffler right in front of Joe Ruttman right there. See Lance Norrick pull up on the outside. Going to take a peek. Joe shut the door on him.
Terry Cook's in a good spot right now.
Terry Cook has not...
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Oh, trouble on the back straightaway. Hard into the wall. Goes the 60 truck of Travis Kvapil. 5, 6, 7 trucks involved. Matt Crafton sliding sideways.
Lance Norrick in the 90 truck.
Heavy contact by Matt Crafton on the inside wall. Lance Norrick in the 90 is involved. There's Norrick's truck is rolling.
Billy Lester was involved in the 8 truck.
That big a crash right there, we're probably going to see the green-white checker.
Well, there is Bill Lester. Bill Lester moving around using the radio, trying to get his truck refired. You see him with that left hand on the switch. There is Lance Hooper. Oh, what a tough break for Lance Hooper, who had a great race going. Former Southwest Tour champion and Winston West champion. Hard contact by the 60, and he's driving that truck away. Travis Quappel actually looking. The Caterpillar's boxing. This thing will run it. You can't hurt a Caterpillar.
He's saying, put tires on this thing. We need to finish this race here.
There's Billy Lester. We saw him trying to get his truck cranked. He got it cranked. He's making his way back to pit road.
Jason Leffler.
2 truck damage, too.
There's Leffler also in the pits in the CarQuest truck for Team Ultra Motorsports. Heavy damage on the front end of the Team ASC Dodge.
You know, Mike touched on it. With this series, Jerry, we do not finish under caution. We will finish this race under green. If the caution stays out through the scheduled distance, then we'll go a green-white checker.
And so that's the NASCAR does that, so the fans and those watching at home don't have to worry about a race finishing under caution. Here's what happened a moment ago.
See, Jason Leffler for some reason came down away from the wall, got in the back of Travis Quappel, turned him around. That's what started this accident. And the rest of these guys had absolutely nowhere to go. The smoke and trucks in the middle of the racetrack. And you see Rick Crawford flying through the infield. See if he can avoid Billy Lester there. He does, fortunately.
I just wonder if the 5 and the 2 got together just a little bit and turned the 2 down into it. Look at this again.
You're right, Mike. You might have the 5 might have gotten to the left for a quarter of the 2, and that's what turned him down to the inside, because that's not like Jason Leffler, just a turn left right there. So I think Mike's probably right.
Not with all Jason's experience in a Winston Cup and Busch car. And a tough break. Travis Quappel head on to the wall, but he drove it away. Here again, a different look.
Looks like they're
maybe a little help from behind or the side. I don't know.
Looked like Jason got a little bit loose. Watch Matt Craftsman hit hard on the inside. Very hard on the inside.
He was lucky to keep on his wheels there.
Great Menard, unfortunately, great Menard sponsorship for him here. That team tried so hard last year, essentially unsponsored.
Yeah. And we are told that he got out. The good news is that Matt got out and got into the ambulance. And we are under a red flag. There is the red flag from Jimmy Howell on the flag stand, as we are showing 96 laps complete. Let's show you from Jason Leffler's onboard camera here.
He had to check up there.
I think he got loose, or he checked up for Brian Rose. He thought maybe Brian Rose was going to wobble in front of him. He checked up a little bit, and then I think that probably got somebody into him. Maybe Lance Hooper got into him from the left rear, and that's what pulled him down to the inside, and that's what started this whole mess. This is Lance North's truck. We're looking at the back of Lance North's truck. Lance get in the grass trying to avoid this. Oh, you could hear the contact.
Ooh, that's not good.
Might have been from Billy Lester over there. You see Rick Crawford flashing by in between them.
So we'll try to give you a list of some of the other trucks involved. Here's Bill Lester's onboard camera.
That showed it right there.
Well, there he gets turned around. He gets hit in the left rear, gets turned around, and away he goes. And Mike will tell you, people always ask, what does it feel like to go 190 miles an hour? And I always tell them, it doesn't feel like much until you're sideways or in the grass. Then it feels like you're going real fast, doesn't it, Mike?
Yeah, it's not too bad till something goes wrong.
Well, let's update the trucks involved. Leffler, the 2 truck, the 5 of Lance Hooper, Quappel, the 60, Bill Lester, the 8, Matt Craftsman, the 88, and Lance North, the 90. That's the list we have so far. We are under a red flag here with 4 laps to go.